This is the Alfa Romeo Racing Team's presentation on the MyI2. This presentation will examine several value innovation strategy frameworks for Trice Medical's MyI2 in an effort to compare this device to our MRI CT imaging modalities and assess if the MyI2 device indeed swims in a blue ocean or not. I'd like to start with our mission statement, Trice Medical's mission statement, that is, to provide more immediate and definitive patient care, eliminating false reads associated with current indirect modalities, and significantly reduce the overall cost to the healthcare system. The MyI2 has its own mission statement, which is to become the standard of care for providing immediate, real-time diagnosis and eliminate the need for MRIs and enable a quicker road to recovery. As we will discuss during our analysis, the MyI2 has many advantages. The practice-friendly device is easy to use and is cost and time-saving in comparison to its industry counterparts. The procedure may be performed at the initial physical exam by the surgeon or orthopedist, thereby reducing the amount of visits and length of time between referral and treatment. While perfection is preferred, MyI2 also has its disadvantages. While MRI and CT scans allow for a cross-sectional wide-range view, the MyI2 allows for a 3D 120-degree view of the joint. The device is currently being used primarily for joints such as knees and shoulders. The procedure also requires a high level of touch and a large gauge needle to enter the patient's joint. Next, I'd like to look at the results of our Excel analysis, starting with a strategy diamond. For the arenas where the MyI2 would be active would be in surgeons' offices, hospitals, and also in regular orthopedic practice offices. Could also be found, though, in research and training sites, and it does provide a quick, easy, direct joint imaging for orthopedic visualization of knees and shoulders primarily. Vehicles would be to target all orthopedic offices as a preferred method of joint visualization. It also would provide compact portable design that could be taken anywhere in a doctor's bag. And they would also garner investments from capital partners and investors, and of course be patented. As far as staging goes, the MyI2 right now is a second-generation FDA-cleared patented technology. It does have improved resolution, a better field of view, depth of field, and overall visualization is better. New models will likely be coming in the future. There is third-generation MyI2 in development with intent to expand extensively into research and development, sales, marketing, and international regulatory processes. Also, looking at expansion of the MyI2 for use in other body parts beyond the knees and shoulders. Also, there could be a staging of targeting athletic trainers and physicians to provide a quick diagnosis for athletes. So the MyI2 has many differentiators. They have a lower cost than CT and MRI, superior imaging, 98% of the time they are in fact accurate, quicker patient incomes, minimal risk of complications, very easy to use, practice-friendly. It also has the ability to inject and aspirate under direct visualization of the joint. It's pretty much attractive to all patients, no contraindications. It does definitely minimize space needs. It's minimally invasive to the patient, and it does require minimal staff requirements. The economic logic, how MyI2 will realize their returns, would be to expand worldwide commercialization efforts of the MyI2 and newer products, also to accelerate development of their minimally invasive collections. So to look at the industry strategy canvas for the MyI2 in comparison with MRI and CT imaging would really reveal and compare any competing and investing factors, value elements. So we can see here that there are distinct differences noted between these imaging modalities, the MyI2 compared to the MRI CT imaging. And the MyI2 appears to create enough of a competitive variance to be a key player in the industry. Our analysis scored our value elements on a scale of 0 being not desirable all the way up to 11 being most desirable. Our value elements are defined as follows, as you can see in the bottom of the graph there. Price we thought was the cost impact to the healthcare system or practice. Insurance coverage is the cost to the patient. Availability, the likelihood that the equipment will be on site. Accessibility being the physical ability of the patient to undergo the procedure. Pain would assess the need for sedatives or a local anesthetic for the procedure. Additives speaks to the fluids delivered during the MI2 use or contrast used in MRI and CT. Time would be the length of time to complete the procedure and receive images for review. Specialization speaks to the need for a specialized person or additional clinicians for the test. Risk being the risk to the patient or possibility for malpractice. Invasiveness, patient comfort, level of touch. Uses, the amount of uses for diagnosis across the body. And lastly, image quality being the level of detail in the images rendered. So with our 4 actions grid, the 4 actions grid will actually recognize factors that have been status quo in the imaging market that now the MyI2 is changing. So the MyI2 is breaking the value cost trade-off to create blue oceans, looking to add or focus on elements that the industry has never offered before, the status quo, if you will. So the MyI2 eliminates the large space needs and tremendous investment in equipment that's constantly upgrading. The percentage of inclusive and erroneous image readings would also be eliminated. The MyI2 removes the required prolonged motionlessness needed with a CT and an MRI that could even include extra or needed anesthesia. It eliminates the multiplicity of contraindications that we see with CT and MRI imaging, and it substantially reduces staffing costs. In addition, the factors which are significantly reduced, not eliminated but reduced when using the MyI2 are the quantity of appointments and associated time required for those appointments. The time lapse from injury to diagnosis to treatment is reduced, impacting recovery, and also the degree of multidisciplinary communication, which carries a subsequent higher risk for errors. And we also saw factors that were raised with the MyI2, and these include convenience, image quality, diagnostic accuracy, surgery preparedness and outcome, and treatment acuity. Lastly, the MyI2 has created the ability for real-time imaging and diagnosis, thereby giving the healthcare provider control of the imaging and the diagnostic process, and therefore offering incredible efficiency of healthcare services for joint dysfunction. To begin our conclusion, we must decide if the MyI2 is worthy of the value innovation label. We believe it does, as the MyI2 offers competitive imaging with an in-office approach that is both cost and time efficient. Higher value at a lower cost is the epitome of value innovation. The MyI2 value curve does not correlate with its MRI CT competitors, also an indication of value innovation. Another gauge of value innovation is the MyI2's significant customer-centric approach to the industry. Trice Medical has created a new imaging approach rather than building on existing routine imaging modalities, which in the end saves the patient time and money while increasing convenience. The MyI2 innovation addresses many previously existing pain points of accuracy, reliability, autonomy, convenience, efficacy, and quality. Trice Medical's limited breadth of uses though is indicative of the trade-offs made in order to focus on these key customer values. Our team does feel that Trice Medical's MyI2 is complete, with the caveat that all strategies should be regularly examined and consistently improved. They appear to have a good, comprehensive strategy that incorporates both intense focus and expansive divergence, with a unique tagline that speaks to the market. Trice Medical's distinctive tagline is that the MyI2 is an in-office imaging solution that allows surgeons to perform a full diagnostic arthroscopy on an HD tablet. So some lessons that our team discovered or learned was that to change and shape an industry, one does not have to go with the flow and compete in the same way as the market leaders. Particularly the need to choose designs and engineering that your competitor cannot easily adopt. Also learned was the need to innovate by finding friction or pain points and then solving them. Also innovate by finding ways to reduce costs while inserting value is significantly important. And another lesson is that we should pick carefully, really focus on what we should keep and what to trade off, that we can't do everything. But as we're picking, to pick really carefully. And then lastly, to be in a blue ocean, one must focus on cost leadership and value differentiation simultaneously. To be in a blue ocean, those two really need to go hand in hand with equal focus. So in conclusion, our analysis exemplifies that the MyI2 creates value innovation within the industry, the imaging industry, by delivering higher value at a lower cost to the patient and the practitioner. While the MyI2 appears excellent in its imaging class, it does currently have limited use and as such will offer Trice Medical ample opportunities for further innovations and blue ocean status. So I thank you for your time and we hope you've enjoyed this presentation.